Hello and welcome. The CHEP invoice is divided into 5 sections for easy navigation and quick access to important account details and insights. Let's step through each section, starting with the invoice. The tax invoice is a summary of all the equipment hire and sundry charges incurred during the invoice period. You will find CHEP contact details at the top right of the invoice. If you have questions regarding the transactions or calculations, just click the email address link and send your query to the CHEP customer service team. Below this, you will find your customer details. Please check that your customer details are correct. If any updates are necessary, please contact the CHEP customer service team for assistance. Within the invoice details, you will find your account number and name, the invoice number, invoice date, invoice days, and the date payment is due. If you have provided a purchase order, it will be displayed in the reference field. The spend history chart shows the total spend for the past 13 invoices. Equipment hire and sundry charges displays the total amount payable to CHEP for this invoice. In the information panel, CHEP will post important announcements and helpful links to training resources that can be found on chep.com. Links to CHEP's terms and payment options are listed at the bottom of the invoice. To review a breakdown of your equipment balances, transactional activity, rates, and charges, please navigate to the Invoice Details section. Tip: a sundry is a specific one-off charge or credit that may apply, such as an issue or transport fee. Invoice Details. The Invoice Details section contains 2 tables: the Movement Summary and Tax Invoice Details. The results displayed in these tables are calculated from the movements that appear in the Transactions section. The Movement Summary represents the physical amount of CHEP equipment on hire, as well as the quantity of equipment that has moved on or off your account within the invoice period. The opening balance is brought forward from the previous invoice. If you have had any issues or returns, transfers on or off, corrections or adjustments processed within the invoice period, the total quantities are summarized in this table. The closing balance is calculated based on your opening balance plus or minus any equipment movements within the invoice period. We recommend that you conduct regular stock takes to confirm that the closing balance of equipment on hire is in your possession. The Tax Invoice Details provides a summary of the equipment hire days and sundry charges, excluding GST, contained within the Transactions section of the invoice. Let's demonstrate how hire charges are calculated using the data displayed within the table. We start with the opening hire balance of equipment, which is then multiplied by the invoice days to calculate the opening hire days. Then, the number of hire days associated with issues, returns, transfers, corrections, and adjustments are added or subtracted from the opening hire days to provide the subtotal days. If delay days have been applied to any transaction, these will be recorded against the respective transaction type and subtotaled. The subtotals of equipment days and delay days are added to calculate the total equipment days for each equipment type. The total equipment days is multiplied by the rate to calculate the total hire charges excluding GST. If sundry charges, such as issue fees, have been incurred, the rate and total charges excluding GST will be listed against the respective equipment type. The total cost for equipment hire and sundry charges, excluding GST, is calculated at the bottom of the table. This is the same value that appears on the tax invoice. Transactions. The Transactions section displays the individual transfer records reported to CHEP by you and your trading partners, as well as those processed by CHEP related to issues, returns, or adjustments. To view your CHEP transaction listing in Excel, open the invoice file using Adobe and click on the Excel icon. To make reviewing transactions easier, they are grouped into two categories. The CHEP transaction listing includes issues and returns, and the trading partner transaction listing contains all transfers on, transfers off, corrections, and adjustments. Tip: a glossary of terms can be found on CHEPedia. The information displayed in the transaction listing includes the docket number, a unique identifier for each transactional movement, movement date, the date the physical equipment was shipped or delivered, effective date. This date may be different from the movement date if the financial responsibility for hire has been delayed, trading partner, references, transaction type, equipment code, and quantity. The number of days is calculated from the movement date through to the closing date of the invoice period. Equipment days are calculated by multiplying the quantity of equipment by the number of days. If there is a delay day rule maintained with your trading partner, or if there is a difference between the movement date and effective date, the number of days will be displayed in the delay days column. The delay equipment days is the quantity of equipment multiplied by the number of delay days. If there are any sundry charges associated with a transaction, the description, rate, and sundry charge will display below the relevant transaction. For a summary of the quantity of equipment that has been transacted within the invoice period, please refer to the movement summary within the Invoice Details section. For a summary of the equipment days, delay days, and charges, please refer to the Tax Invoice Details section. Corrections. It is recommended you pay close attention to any transactions appearing within the Corrections section of the transaction list. If there are errors with the movement or effective dates, delay days, or equipment quantities, it will have a financial impact on your hire charges. Reversals and corrections involving quantities represent physical assets. If errors are not detected and addressed, it may lead to lost equipment. Reversals and corrections must be submitted to CHEP within 21 days of the invoice date. They can be submitted via MyCHEP or other recognised applications. Correction comments will provide additional information such as the original docket number, the reason, and the name of the person or company that advised the reversal or correction. Tip: the original transfer may have appeared on a previous invoice. Log in to your MyCHEP to view a copy of the movement. If you wish to dispute a reversal or correction, please contact your trading partner to investigate the reason and reach an agreement on what further action, if any, is appropriate. You may need to provide CHEP with written authority from your trading partner to process any subsequent corrections or reinstatements. For more information on equipment control and a guide to corrections and reversals, please visit CHEP.com and navigate to Chepedia. A link can be found on the tax invoice. To view the next section, please select Spend Analysis at the top of the page. Tip: it is important to reconcile all movements on your transaction list and submit any missing transfers, corrections, or reversals to CHEP for processing. Spend Analysis. The graph located on the left of the page shows a breakdown of hire charges, issue fees, or other sundries incurred on this invoice. On the right is a graph showing your spend for the last 13 periods. If there are any unexpected fluctuations, we recommend you investigate possible causes. Contact CHEP if you require support with reviewing transactional activity. Activity Analysis. In the Activity Analysis section, there is a chart containing your closing balance for the past 13 periods. There are also various metrics related to transactional efficiency, such as declaration timing and reversals or corrections activity on this invoice. These metrics can provide useful insights into your account efficiency and potentially highlight areas requiring further investigation and action. Drive account efficiency tips. Some of the questions you may want to ask are: does the closing hire balance reflect the physical quantity of equipment in your possession? Is it possible you have not submitted transactions to CHEP for processing? Do you have new or unexpected trading partners? Are you declaring your movements to CHEP daily? Have you reviewed and verified the corrections and reversals on this invoice? We trust you found this video informative. For more information on how CHEP works, please visit CHEP.com.